Hello everyone and welcome back to Sleepy Hollow, day 11 in surviving the aftermath. And yeah, one of my very first missions today is we need to move the outhouse now. So as it is getting a bit closer there to the industry zone, the pollution is spreading around here, which is not ideal, right? So we do need to find a new location for the outhouse. We cannot move the building per se, so we need to destroy it and build a new one. However, the resource cost is very minimal at this point. And I think it's also a good idea to build two of them as the colony is spreading, right? We just need more of these, and there's only a capacity of one per outhouse. I mean, they're not really staying in there for so long, right? But still, let's have the first one a bit further over here now. So this is a bit further away from everything, right? And it's still easily reachable, so somewhere here in this forestry area towards the mountain looking. That seems ideal. There's the first one, and the second one probably somewhere over in this area would like to have it, or even here a bit closer to the city still, or closer to the medical tent, right? So a bit central here. I think that is a good location for this building, or we squeeze it in here next to my metal deposit that we have there. Or the berry bushes there. Berry bushes actually seems good to me. I mean, the berry bushes themselves cannot pollute, and they will be cleared here eventually anyway. So let's have our outhouse in this area for now. The berries, there's still 65 in there. Are we not collecting them? Let's start collecting these berries here too, by the way, so that we clear this area eventually and can build more houses than here. What we could have around the outhouse is some ornaments to keep the pollution away a bit. So there's these bushes that we can build. Large bushes, pink flower bushes, anything really to block it off. Large yellow bush. Let's have this. So the outhouse is surrounded by bushes. Perhaps this is reducing pollution. I don't know. Would be a nice flavor though to the whole thing. Also scarecrow we can have. Oh, this is very expensive though. Even cost me concrete, something that we don't have yet. A specialist is ready for action. Nadia's back. She got the medical supplies back home. Perfect. So what we can do now is, Nadia, we can send her out there again, so we do need to send her to the world map. Brock will still stay though, just in case we do need some protection. I think this outhouse is already finished. Out here in the mountain, in the forest area, and we can now really get rid of this one here finally. Another specialist ready for action. That is Nadia now, and where should we get her? She was the researcher. No, she was the scavenger. Scavenging stuff, so tools and close by would be possible, or we just scout more areas. I think we're just going to out there and scout. Some medical supplies would be helpful, so out there we're not there yet. Here we scouted. Unfortunately, there's no research once again. It's tricky getting those research points, and she should also have now scouted the area. Nothing. All right. We continue further. I would really like to get these. Oh, that's a museum actually. We can scout in a museum. Can we cancel her action? And go for the museum. 216 science points at least. That is something. And there is also now the outhouse being finished. Perfect. In this smaller side street here that we have. And there's also someone. Bandits have slipped through your defenses. The two bandits are carrying their comrade who seems to have fallen badly ill. Hey, you gotta help us. We were looting some weird lab and our buddy ran into a trap. Some liquid splashed him and now he can hardly speak. Turn away. We don't have the resources anyway. And I got my Brock here, and also I got a gatekeeper here. Both let a loud gurgle from their throats and spit two snotty clots on the ground. Pathetic little worms. What? We lose 20 happiness throughout the colony. How's that even possible? These were bandits after all. This seems like a very strange penalty. But off they go again. Alright, no fighting. Lena has already finished her mission. Researching 216 points. Yep, let's just go down here. That's the shortest route to the next area. There's some craters here, so we might find something interesting. Nadia, where is she? Where's my Nadia? There she is. Okay. Scouting now this new area, and Stella is also still scouting. Let's use those points to start researching the community tab. So we have the bunk beds right over there. This one is an upgrade to my tents. And then further down the road, we also have education that we need for schools. The more children we have, the more important it becomes to teach them properly. This will then also increase their work productivity. But for now, let's just start with the tier 1, the bunk beds. Oh, there is a truck moving to the gate. Desperate times. These people have clearly been through a lot. They look frail and are likely easy to overpower, but the look on their faces makes it clear they're desperate enough to do anything. At the front, a wary woman speaks up. Please, we won't last for much longer. Could you spare some food? Meat or some venison? I mean, we do have that. We have lots of that. We could give it to them. Back to coin, we get nothing for you. No, yeah, let's give them some food. And we actually get some 300 coins. They're very relieved for that. Yeah, I'm also relieved for that. 300 coins. Probably need 700 for the next specialist. So, definitely a good step forward.
We've made a new discovery.
And also the next research has been finished. The bunk beds. And this opens up now education. And that will ultimately then lead to the school. Once again, we have finished the task. And unfortunately, there's only a dead rat's hideout. Weak bandits, we cannot really fight them. I will probably have to use Brock then in the future to fight them. Let's continue there over to the next area. And as we can see, yep, it's clearing up around my village. We have one for permanent research here. A second permanent research outpost then here. Once I get the outposts running. And that's it though for now. Still, I'm looking for more research that we can get right away. That would be ideal. And also finding a society, so another village might be helpful for us for opening up trade, which we don't have yet. Right, we are down to 9 tools. Yeah, we're losing them quite a lot right now. Today we are not breaking any dough. That's a good thing. So we will get to 10 up again. More survivors at the gates. And these survivors are 4 children. What? No adults, no elders, some supplies, some corn and cabbage left, and 4 children only. More important than ever to get the school going. All 4 of them are mutated. That probably means they are going to need time to heal. So let's also assign a second person to the medical tent right away. Have both of them functional, so they can both get treated, all 4 of them. Holy cow. Both medical tents full right away. And we do need that school. We're researching it already. One of them is also homeless, so we do need more tents again. However, before building more tents, we will also open up the shanty soon, right? That is a better home than the tents. So I'm going to build one more tent, but that's it then hopefully, because we will need to get rid of the tents again, I think. Let's just see. There we have it. A nice location for the next house. Next up, we have finished the school. Let's go ahead. School children can go to school if there is one available. Up to 7 student slots are available. It cost me 100 planks, 80 plastics, and 75 metal. Quite a lot actually. And they become educated when growing to adults. Education increases work effectiveness, and one school can educate a limited number and must be heated during winter storms. Let's go ahead, and just as it happens, we can squeeze it into this area here. Perfect. And I would like to do this. During winter storms, let's just check it out quickly, because I think we do have a building available for that. The burner. This one burns firewood to heat the surrounding area, and as we can see, we could heat this area and we could heat this area here. This area here. Yeah, that would be possible too. So there would be 2 burners that we can squeeze in just fine. And yes, this is going to take quite some time. As we can see, even the children are helping out, getting the resources over. But metal is still going to be needed. Oh no, actually it's in. Perfect. We gathered the remaining metals in the meantime. And there you go. School can now be built. A lot of people are sick right now or mutate. So we could assign a second person here to the medical tent to speed up the recovery of anyone that is getting in here. So let's do this for this tent. For this one here, let's wait it out. Oh, and what was that? There was something happening just now over here. And that is the new DLC, the Shattered Moon. At the peak of the catalysm years ago, we witnessed our moon shatter into a million pieces. While decades have passed since this event, smaller chunks of the broken moon still get pulled down into the atmosphere with disastrous consequences. Setbacks like these negatively affect hope, which can cause anguish. On the upside, these moon rock deposits are filled with rare resources that can be used to boost productivity by enabling overtime and hold feasts. There is one of these moon rocks now, 41 that we have as a supply in this area. I think that's it though, right? Yeah, that's it for now. Do we have more buildings available right away? Yes, we do. We do have the Moonrock Scavenger. 125 plastics. With that, we have the Trauma Center. And we also have the Colony Square. A beautiful open area decorated to hold feasts. We can have this. It's a huge area, by the way. There's also a Moonrock here. Appearing now. Not in a very good location as it is blocking building space for us. And also right here in the center. 2 more specialists are ready. Let's have a look, please. Search.
Mission complete.
There it is, but it is hazardous. So she will also receive 10 damage per 12 hours. And she's not very good at researching, so it could take her a long time and she could take a lot of damage. On the other hand, we do have a museum here, right? That she can definitely scavenge without any hazard. For this hazard though, we will need a specialized researcher. And oh, there's also, that's luck. Luck shines upon us. Another museum down here. And then also one more for observation for later. But we found some research again. Also seems to be some meteor showers going down in this area. And there, the school is finished. It requires a teacher, of course. And the children already go for it. It's full. 7 students right away. They're going this really awesome school bus. What a beautiful building. Now, as much as I hate how expensive it is, I'm still going to build the Moonrock Scavenger also to deplete those fields and also to start with the first lunar dust. However, it also requires quite a lot of space, I think here. Yep, let's squeeze it into this area then. And let's also have a road here that goes then up there, right? So this is our industry sector here and we're expanding this one now with the Scavenger then as well. And we will probably need to move then the hunting cabin as well as more efficiency is being pulled away the further we get our buildings in here. But for now, it's still at 73%, which is fine. We're at 280 food at the moment. And by the way, there's also now the hope meter. So disasters and setbacks negatively affect the hope. However, holding feasts will get it up again. No negative effects so far. But I definitely want to prepare before hope drops down. And by the way, there's already 2 people working here. I cannot speed up my resource production at the moment. This has now everything in. Moonrock Scavenger. And let's go ahead, build it. Also, the scavenging of the museum is completed. So we do get some research points out of it again. And of course, we continue right away to the next area. And those research points, perhaps we can use that for something useful. And yes, the communal living, so the shanty, which is a better tent. And there is no other building anymore that we would then need other than upgrading this one here. So let's research this and then we can finally build the final houses of my villages that we can upgrade. Because the tents, we can upgrade them to crowd the tent, but this is reducing happiness. So rather not do this, I'd rather build those shanties then right away. And they stay permanent. And yeah, also here, construction is coming along, 20%. We really do lack carriers now. So we've used a lot of workforce already. I think tool-wise it's fine, but I think we don't need to produce that many clothes, right? We got 7 clothes and no fiber anyway, so I can stop the tailor for now and get another additional worker again. And there is now our Moondust Scavenger. Let's move the work area so that we can get all 3 of these nodes here and scavenge them. Actually, let's have this one here first to clear out the workspace again. And I think I also don't need so many people at the medical tents anymore.
There's a new quest available.
Oh, Burning Skies. New quest. During the first years after the initial incident, airplanes often turned into flying coffins as electromagnetic pulses and magnetic storms fried their in-flight computers with little forewarning. It's still possible to find plane wrecks turned gravesites for their unfortunate passengers. A specialist has spotted one such site, undisturbed and ready for looting. Track it down. And there we have it on the map. A crash site. I do have Nadia close by. Stella, sorry. Nadia is over here researching.
Your command?
Lena, but I think
Yes?
Stella will do the job for it once she's done scouting. Also very important, this is the last piece of planks that we have now. 72 more wood, so I do need now to start my wood production. We can do this of course in the industry area as we have lots of forest area over there. So I would like to go ahead, continue expanding this road here. This one goes then into the pollution area, so we are going to clear the pollution of course at some point. For now though, let's just move the road all the way over here. And then I will be able to start my first building, that is the... Is it the lumberyard? Cut down trees to turn it into wood. That's the one. And we do have lots of trees over here.
We've made a new discovery.
There it is, also my communal living. Let's just check it out. Shanty, there it is. An improved shelter can house up to 4 colonists, up from 3. Gives also some protection during radiation, and is not as destroyed as easily as tents. There we have it. It is, however, bigger than a tent, right? So it has a different space requirement than normal tents. So we do need to plan this one new. Meanwhile, the lumberyard is completed. We can move the work area, of course, to this whole forestry area there. And this should add a nice efficiency then, and also a lot of planks. A permanent income for planks. Amelia is also an adult now. We have more children growing up. And Lena is finished with her task.
All done.
And there is another museum. There is another museum. Let's get it. And there's also a nuclear power plant that has lots of science points, but also lots of damage. But Lena has a high science research rate, so she will be able to actually take this one with 2 ticks and will only take 20 damage out of that. So we're going to risk this, I think, for lots of science points. And as we can also see, we got the first lunar dust now in store. Right, the lunar dust has been cleared, and I would really like to build now my colony square that uses then that moon dust to hold feasts and create entertainment, and also the hope level. We can afford it resource wise, however it requires a lot of space, and I would definitely like to have it central, because of course it is a colony square for everyone to visit, and I would like to have it here. Problem is that we have the medical tent. Now this is a new building, I didn't know that it's so big. In that case we need to move the medical tent, something that we can easily do. Let's assign, or let's destroy this medical tent now. We don't really need that much anyway. We could have 2 people here, and we could use overtime now on it with the lunar dust to have its work speed even further increased. So that's fine for now. And then we can have the colony square now just here in the center in this beautiful location. Yep, I think we're going with that to also leave some room around it. Wood deposit depleted. That was the last known wood deposit on the map. So now the only planks that we get in is from the lumberyard. Let's also assign a second person to that to speed up our lumber production. Very good. This construction here of the colony square will probably take some time. The berry bushes are still there. I'm waiting for this to go away, and then we can build the second medical tent then here again as well. Now my colonists are, or my specialists are ready.
Mission complete.
Let's check it out. Some hazards here, and then there's the plane
What do we
crash.
have here?
The crash site. Let's move it over.
All cleaned up.
Scavenging completed of the science points. And Lena, as I said, yep, nuclear power plant.
Okay.
We risk the damage. It's just a lot of science points over here. And was there someone else?
Mission complete.
Nadia has also finished her science points. And let's continue over there. So we go around this mountain just close to Sleepy Hollow. There's also a water site here. Polluted water by the looks of it. And we got 500 science points. That is very good. And that means a lot of researching. The first one is really expensive. The communal eating unlocks the cookhouse, a very important building, as we can get high quality food out of that. And not the raw materials only anymore. I would also like to continue with some other productions for the wood industry especially. The first one is the logging camp. This consumes wood and turns it into firewood. Very important during winter storms, but also then for the cookhouse. Right, so we can have it here somewhere. However, we have lots of pollution in this area, so I'd rather not. Let's have this one a bit further over there behind the scrapper. And the other building is then also my forester, and this one is grows saplings and plants them in a specified area. This is for the trees, so the trees can regrow again. We probably will need one of these. So let's also have it then right here beside the logging camp. Oh, wait a second, this is not looking ideal. Have it here. A bit further away, so the road is in the middle. And there we have it also. Our festival grounds. Right here in the city center. We can also hold feasts now. Will cost us something and will increase our hope or end our entertainment. Other than that, it's also just a place to meet and greet. And let's have a road here, right? So that we can have a small road entrance for it. And perhaps we can also squeeze in some ornaments then here left and right. Well, let's not do this. There's no space here anymore. But that's fine already. I think here though we can add some ornaments, right? In this tiny area there, yeah. Or a smaller statue then later on. Yeah, we also really do need more wood. So we could now, for example, use the overtime. And I'm actually eager to do this. Let's use overtime, boost the productivity of the lumberyard to produce more planks, which we definitely need. Trouble at the recycler. A child has been born. Oh no, a child has been found, I read. But where is the trouble? There it is. Recent complaints about one of the recycler's workers indicate that he has had trouble keeping up with his daily quotas, apparently due to constant mishaps while working. We have quotas? The colonist in question denies these accusations, but to please the crowd promises to pull an all-nighter if he can get some lunar dust. Let's give it to him. We have it. And the colonist sighs and trots back inside the recycler. There appears to be quick results. However, the fatigued colonist immediately messes up the ratios, causing a massive explosion at the source. The colonist ducks for cover, but is hurt in the process. With the recycling on fire, quick actions are necessary. Holy cow! That escalated quickly. And our recycler is on fire. Probably also burning down because it's already pretty damaged. What is the price of events? Yeah, it's probably getting lost because it's already critically damaged. The repairs unfortunately also cost me something. That lunar dust is seriously messy. I think it's a drug that we're using and it can mess with people. The next Moon rocks have been completed and let's scavenge this area here. So that's the last deposit that I can see right now for moon dust. Come on, can you do this? Would be amazing. I don't think we have the resources. Okay, and the next day it's looking better again. So there we have it. Recycler has been saved and it's being put back on 100. Oh, winter storms! The first flakes of snow and morning frost are telltale signs of an approaching winter storm. Colonists struggle to keep warm as the weather quickly shifts from chilly to freezing. We do need to build burners quickly. The winter storm is approaching now in 18 hours. We do need burners and we also need to start with the firewood. Lucky us, we just finished the logging camp that is producing firewood now. Let's assign a second person to that right away to quickly speed up the production of firewood because we're going to need it. And then it's of course all about clothes. We have 17 fibers. Let's assign another one to the tailor so we can build some more clothes again. Craft more clothes for that. And I think other than that, a few burners should do the trick. And then we continue onwards here, approaching with the first winter storm. Stay tuned.